Ah, shit. This episode of the BRG Podcast has been brought to you by our patrons. Here at BRG, we'd like to thank those patrons who have subscribed and donated. It is because of generosity like yours that makes this show possible.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode number 127 for the BRG Podcast. And I got all kinds of stuff going on, and this is awesome. You're going to notice something different this time around. Warped isn't here with us today. Component Z graciously offered to fill his place. So thank you,
How we
Component.
doing, guys?
Say hi. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for hopping in. I really appreciate it, man. He had plans for a family outing, which was great. He needs the time, so that's awesome. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to start getting into some of the headlines. For those of you who have joined us before, you know that we do this podcast weekly, and you know that we talk about video games, media news, sometimes technology news as well, and you know that we are basically, we set it up so that people can join us and watch, and this is our third, I think, that we've done live, which is actually pretty awesome. Our third one that we've done live, and right now I'm a little bit trying to get used to juggling in OBS, so forgive me if you guys see anything weird pop up on screen, but we've split the show up. So essentially, when we used to have our main topic, we've taken that out of the BRG Podcast and we've thrown that into the D&D or the Defective Discourse show. Here we concentrate mainly on a few headlines, and then we talk in a little bit more depth on some headlines that we really want. This time around, I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking a little bit about E3, because it's like literally, I think it started today. Isn't that right?
Actually, it starts Tuesday.
Oh, actual E3 starts Tuesday, but I believe today's the June 9th, and I believe EA already did their thing today, so yeah.
I believe you're correct. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to head on over to the headline section, so let's get going. Okay, guys, welcome back. So we're going to start off with the headlines, and this is actually nothing to do with E3, but I'm going to begin with a change that Valve has made. Valve, it's interesting because they, what did they do? They basically changed their stance, essentially saying that they will allow pretty much anything on their storefront as long as it is not illegal or straight up trolling. And I think this might have been in response to a few games that they played recently, and then they got some backlash for that, but they got flack for having those games on there. So I think they're just kind of taking a stance where they're like, well, it's impossible to police everything, so let's let this go. Unless we see that it's something that's illegal, then we take it off.
Alrighty, and according to BBC, Microsoft's doing something a little interesting today. Recently. They're actually sinking a data center in the water. Off the coast of Orkney, Scotland, they've had a big tube that they put a few servers in, sucked all the air out, and dropped it under the water because they believe that it'll run for about 5 years with absolutely no cooling needed.
Damn, that's pretty awesome. I actually saw pictures of this thing going down underwater. Yeah, they have a video. There it is there. Is it only the one, or do they have like a whole bunch?
I think it's just the one right now. I think this is more of a proof of concept idea.
They want to make sure. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, they want to make sure it's gonna work and hold up. But
Pretty awesome. So I'm actually going to talk about a little headline here that I think we're going to kind of reiterate later on when we get into the stuff you need to know. And Hitman 2, whoops, I did not change the right thing. There we go. Hitman 2 was leaked ahead of official reveal. So this leak happened via the Warner Brother website. A logo for Hitman 2 was hosted on the site and then quickly removed. So basically, Hitman fans rejoice. You're getting another game. Yeah. The next one is I'm all the way to the bottom of the screen. Getting used to this. There we go. So this is reported by Ars Technica. Guitar Hero will be going offline in December. So I think the effective date is December 1st. Essentially, that game back in the day when it was popular came and shipped with a whole bunch of games. I think it was songs. I think it was like 42 songs, but the bulk of the music was achieved or acquired through online service. When they shut these down, when they shut these servers down, people are going to basically be losing about 90% of the music that they were able to use previously. Kind of sad for people who love Guitar Hero, but it was expected. Yeah. It had to happen.
Oh, they're not the first game that's happened to. Look at brain just went completely out the window. GTA 4 lost a bunch of their licenses.
Yeah.
Realm Royal joins the Battle Royale space and brings its own flair. Now, for those who don't know, Realm Royal is a spin-off from Paladins by Revs. But there's a twist to the game. Most battle royales, when you get killed, you die. Maybe you spectate till the end of the match. This one, you turn into a chicken and run around.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've actually watched people do it.
But if you manage to survive as a chicken, you can be reincarnated as a human.
That's a new twist. That is awesome.
And I'm going to thank Rock, Paper, Shotgun for that one because I might actually have to look into that in my free time.
It's pretty cool. I watched some people streaming it, and you watch them all turn into chickens, and they're running around, and they're trying to hide because there's a timer that pops up, and if they last, then they reincarnate back as a human. Like I said, the headlines are a little short this time, this week, guys. But essentially, I'm going to end off with a little bit of a sad story. Anthony Bourdain, for those of you who may know him, he was like a culinary chef, and he had a few popular shows on television where he would go around different countries, try different dishes from different cultures. He basically is dead at 61, and the report came yesterday, actually. I think he died yesterday, and they said that it was due to suicide, which is really, really, really sad. It's a big loss, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know I'm ending off the headlines on a little bit of a sad note, but I think it's worth mentioning. I absolutely loved watching his shows, so if you loved his shows and you didn't know, sorry to break the news to you, but now you know. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the video game releases. So I have a video game releases for you guys this week. You guys hang in there. You're gonna love it. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, welcome back to another game releases with me, Kirrok, for Bottle Rocket Gaming. So, guys, this week there's only a few. 3 of them in total, but one of them is actually looking pretty good. I wasn't expecting it. Let's get into it, and I'll show you which one it is. And your first game on June 12th is Super Bomberman R, and this is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One. It is an action/maze player. Now, this game originally came out back in March on the Nintendo Switch. Now it's making its way over to the other consoles. I think that's the first that I've heard of. Basically, it's a game where you play on a 2-dimensional grid, and you can go ahead and play it solo, or you can play with your friends, which is actually pretty cool. Personally, I never got hooked on any of the Bomberman games, but I have friends who love this game and this play style. If you have a PS4, Xbox, or PC, then do yourself a favor and get the game. but only if you like it. And your next game on June 12th is Jurassic World Evolution. This is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and it is a sim game, so a simulator type game. The game looks amazing. Graphics are top notch and the gameplay is king. If you like games like Civilization or City Skyline or even SimCity, this is the game for you. The thing that's better about this game is not only do you get to build your park from scratch, the rides, the transportation, and all that stuff, you get to breed the dinosaurs and contain the dinosaurs and keep the dinosaurs from eating all your patrons. Might not be a good idea then. And this is your last game, guys, for June 15th. Lego The Incredibles, coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. It is an action-adventure game. Now, if you're a fan of The Incredibles movie and a fan of Lego, then this video game is basically what you've been waiting for. This game is another adventure in the incredible action-packed family, The Incredibles. How many times can I say incredible? Incredible. Only now they're in Lego form. Personally, I never got a chance to see the movies myself, and I hear the second one's just about to hit theaters. By the time you see this, it might already be in there. Maybe I should go check it out. Funny how they timed the game with the movie. And there we go, guys. That's another game releases completed for you. I know it was just a short one. There were only 3, but that Jurassic Park Evolution, seriously, that looks pretty sweet. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now. Oh, I cut it too soon. All right, guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that game releases. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into the shit worth talking about. Although I have main topic up at the top, but that's cool. So everybody knows E3 is upon us. This next week, E3 begins. You said it a moment ago. What day was it that it begins?
Tuesday, the 12th.
Tuesday the 12th. Shitty. I'm going to be working the whole time. I'm only going to be able to watch the stuff after work.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be at.
Yeah. So E3, this is awesome. One of the things that, and this happens every year, but one of the things I've noticed is that a lot of stuff that's going to go or happen in E3 tends to get leaked like weeks before E3. And this is no different this year. So much has basically been leaked. So much has been leaked, and so much has been confirmed by the actual developers or the people who are making games or whatever it is, even well before the actual event begins, right? So right now, there's actually an article that I have here, every rumor, and you can see it on screen, every rumor basically for E3 so far, E3 2018. So I'm going to go through, like, it's a pretty long article. I kind of went through and picked out certain things, and I'll just list them off. So one of them is Crackdown 3, a really big awaited game, has been delayed. And I remember when they had the Xbox One, they brought this up and said, hey, this is coming out. And then Xbox One X made its way, and still it didn't come out. People were thinking that they were holding off because of the Xbox One X. Did you hear about that? Like,
yeah, I've heard a little bit about it. I knew it was delayed. I never played Crackdown, so I'm not familiar with the franchise.
Gotcha. I played the first and the second. The first was the best, and I still have it, and it's actually backwards compatible with Xbox One X. So if you have the disc, you can pop it in and it'll upgrade or up-res it, and you can use it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but going on, another thing that was leaked, and this is actually something that we did mention in the headlines, Hitman 2, in fact, it's actually in here. Where is it? Hitman 2 was actually leaked as well. Oh, I don't see it in here. As mentioned previously, their logo popped up for a brief moment on the WB or the Warner Brothers website and then was quickly removed, which is... It seems to be the thing that's happening. Like Assassin's Creed, actually further down, they talk about Assassin's Creed being leaked. And when that happened, it was a photo of a keychain for the new logo. And then it got quickly removed. But because it got leaked, it kind of forced Ubisoft to launch a quick little teaser trailer well ahead of the scheduled event in E3, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you like. What do you think about leaks? Like personally, I'm like, I get it why people really want to see stuff, but I'd rather people shut their mouth and I see it all during the show. What do you think about them?
Um, I think leaks are important. Because let's face it, you know, if Ubisoft didn't leak this, and I'm gonna say this is their leak, you know, they wouldn't have the hype for their E3 thing as much because now people are going, hey, there's a new there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out. We definitely want to watch that. So I think it's important.
But okay, I you know what? And part of me thinks also a lot of these leaks are probably orchestrated, meaning
They are
intentionally.
They absolutely are. It's a guerrilla marketing tactic.
Yeah. But like, it's just if the show is meant to be the preview, why preview the preview? You get what I'm saying? Like, anyways, I'm going to keep going on. So Assassin's Creed was another one. Another thing that they meant, that's been going around is that Fortnite is making its way to Nintendo Switch. Actually, a couple episodes back, we mentioned that Fortnite would be, was it Fortnite? No, we mentioned that Resident Evil 7 would be streamed to the Switch only in Japan. But who knows? I don't know if Fortnite's going to take that same route or if it's going to actually be a full-fledged Fortnite game for the Switch. Also,
I believe it might go full game because let's face it, Fortnite is not very system.
Yeah,
it's not very system heavy.
I tend to agree with that because it's more of a cartoony type, you know.
Yeah.
They also in that same statement had mentioned potentially also Paladins and also Overcooked 2. I don't know if you guys know what Overcooked is. Paladin's kind of a knockoff of Overwatch, but it's a free-to-play game, where Overcooked is a fun little quick-paced game where you kind of chop up food, cook, and you have to keep up with the orders coming in and cook people's food and send them off without messing up and getting things out.
Kind of like Quick Serve Delicious?
I've not played that, so I can't confirm, but
okay.
I have Overcooked for the Switch, and it's actually a fun little game. I bought it more as a party game, which is pretty neat. Another thing is Borderlands getting a PC, PS4, and Xbox re-release. But this is still a rumor, so that's one of the other things that they had mentioned. Gears of War 5 potentially. Personally, I think that is way too early. I went to the 2016, I don't know if you guys can see that, 2016 Xbox event here in Toronto, and that's when they were promoting, and the Gears of War 4 was the thing, and that's only 2 years ago, and I think it's way too early for a 5. I think they're probably working on it. No doubt they're working on it, because Xbox absolutely needs something, because their console's pretty barren when it comes to exclusives. But yeah, I think it's still too early for that. And the other thing was Just Cause 5. Just Cause 4. Sorry, my mistake. Just Cause 4. That I could see more or less. I think that game came out a couple years, maybe 3 years ago as well. There's also speculation of a Splinter Cell, a new Splinter Cell being revealed. If that's the case, I can't wait. I'm eager to see what that's like. Have you ever tried any of the Splinter Cell games?
I have. My only problem with Splinter Cell is Splinter Cell to me is going the way of my brain just went completely out the window. Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And they're getting a little long in the tooth.
Oh, I get you. I totally understand what you're saying.
It's like there's a point where you go, okay, we're running out of ideas. Well, let's let it fade into oblivion for a little bit.
So they did a few years back come out with a Splinter Cell, and it was kind of like a whole new revamp, whole new redo of the whole series, and I actually quite enjoyed that. It was still had its stealth, but it was approached in a different way. Now I don't know what they're doing, if they're gonna keep in the same vein as that latest game in the series, or if they're gonna go back to what it used to be in the previous games in the series. This is why I'm like super interested in seeing what they're gonna show, if they're gonna show anything to do with Splinter Cell. the reason that people are saying that this might actually be something that we will see is because of the leak that happened in the Canadian Walmart, something we reported a few episodes back, where Walmart posted up a bunch of placeholders on their website, and one of them actually said Splinter Cell, right? So, interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. Another one is Fallout 76. Now, this is not a rumor. This is something that well before, as I mentioned previously, well before the whole E3 event, Bethesda shared teaser videos of it already and tweets, I believe. And people are saying that it's not going to be an actual Fallout game in the same vein, RPG style, as the Fallout games that have preceded it. Some people are saying it's going to be more like a Rust, equivalent to the game Rust kind of game or something like that. I don't know. I'm interested and eager to see what this is. I'm actually quite surprised that they brought to the table something to do with Fallout, because Fallout 4 didn't come out too long ago, about 4 years ago. But when you compare that to Skyrim, I think it was about 4 years ago. Skyrim came out in 2011, if I'm not mistaken, maybe at the latest 2012, and that's been out for a long time, and people have loved that game and played that game to death. And I was hoping to see something new in the Elder Scrolls, but so far nothing. But you never know; they might be smoke screening people with this, right?
Yeah.
Only to show that in the actual event, and that is awesome. When a developer does that, shows you, hey, look what's in this hand. Meanwhile, in the other hand, they have something nice and shiny that they save it for the, what do you call it? The pièce de résistance. That's the best. That's good. Other ones that they had mentioned or rumors that are going is Star Fox. I said Fox, guys. I said Fox.
Sure.
Star Fox is getting a racing game called Grand Prix. So Star Fox Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's a series that doesn't need a racing game.
Well, this is still purely conjecture. Like, according to the site where I read through it, it's not a guaranteed thing. I think it's off of Reddit or something like that. Another one, and this is actually something that I think is awesome, and I'm looking forward to see if there is anything in this E3 that covers this, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. So this game, I think, in a previous E3 was hinted at, and maybe some videos shown. The developer is CD Projekt Red, same guys that brought you Witcher 3, well, all the Witchers for that matter. But that game, if I remember back to when I watched the video on the previous E3, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before that. Do you recall, or no? Okay.
No, I don't recall. I remember us talking about it at some point.
At some point, yeah. So I think a lot of people love Cyberpunk, and if this is going to be, I don't even know if it's going to be RPG, action adventure, or what the heck it's going to be. But if CD Projekt Red is making this, and The Witcher 3 is any indication of the size of a game, the depth of a game, then if they do the same thing that they did to Witcher 3 on this game's going to be massive, and it's going to probably do really well. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. And finally, this website where the article was, another prediction was that they're potentially going to be announcing, or maybe an announcement of the N64 Classic. So we've already had the NES Classic, the Super NES Classic. So now there's this rumor going around that maybe this is going to be announced at E3. I know
how this rumor got started.
Okay, how?
Because I follow the Classic Edition, because I've got the SNES Classic. Love it. Want to get an NES Classic Edition.
Okay.
But what started this rumor was somebody was skimming through the trademark, or not trademarks. When you register, not registering
patents, things like
patents. Thank you. That's what I could. For some reason, my mind just went.
It's all right.
On that. They were scrolling through patents, and saw a patent listing for a for a miniature N64 controller.
Aha. Okay. That
So
makes
that's
sense.
what led to that, because they made this controller just a little smaller, make it a little easier to hold. So
That's pretty good. If that comes out, I might pick that up. I never had an I never had an N64 actually, but I never had an NES or Super NES, and because I never had one, I don't have that attraction to it. But the N64, I was with my buddies playing it, and I never bought it. And this might be the one. If they do this, I'll probably get this just so that I can have it and have some of the games built into it.
it depends on what games come with it.
True.
Because there's a couple of games I would love to see. I like the N64 Star Fox, and I loved Paper Mario.
Oh, okay.
Which the original Paper Mario was on the N64.
Yeah.
If those two games particular are in it, I probably will pick it up.
Okay, cool. So that's one of the articles that I had a chance to go through and kind of pick out things that they talked about, which is basically every rumor so far. This next one, I believe you're going to go through it. Here, let me switch.
Yeah. This is not so much a rumor as more of a confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard is working on a new Diablo project.
Aha.
And the way it got confirmed, they released some job postings for an unannounced project. But the description of part of the job description made it clear what they were going to be working on, because it was the minions of hell grow stronger.
Okay.
Which is the sound that plays anytime you're playing multiplayer and somebody joins the game.
So hold on. They're keeping secretive of a new game. They post job postings, obviously, to probably hire people to work on it, artists, developers, like coders and stuff like that. And their posting gives it away. That's like me buying flowers from my wife on my anniversary, and they send her an email to confirm the shipment.
Yeah.
like what the heck?
Now the listing in the job, the job post doesn't offer a whole lot of information. Basically, the ideal candidate works well in an environment of peers. Passionate about working on a dark gothic world of Diablo. Makes great games, and killing millions of monsters and getting loot.
So hold on.
That's my kind of job.
So this is confirmed? I mean, after the fact that after they did what they did they come out and say, yeah, we are doing it, or not?
It's kind of a yes/no answer. It's an unannounced Diablo title, but that's about all they're letting loose on it. Okay. They haven't announced any new Diablo titles, but the posting basically says, hey, we're working on a large project, but we don't know if it's a Diablo 4 or if it's a new DLC for 3.
Got it. Okay. Were you ever into the Diablos? I never ever played them. Well, that's not true. I played a little bit. I never got into them.
Actually, I've played 2 and 3. 3 I'm a little about. I put a lot of man hours into Diablo 2.
Okay. And Diablo 2 was much older. I don't even know what year that
much older.
Much older. So the graphics are not as good, obviously, but the gameplay.
No,
the gameplay.
They were definitely good. Not anywhere near it.
Yeah, but a game like that, you play for the gameplay, really.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. And what makes them replayable is their procedurally generated maps.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you load up a new character, or if you're playing online and you log out, log back in, it redraws the map, so everything's new.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, that's pretty awesome. So there are a couple more articles that we have, but I'm thinking right now, instead of talking about those, I think we should talk about what we expect out of E3. So I'm going to go first, right?
Okay.
And then you, after I'm done, I'll let you know. And I just want to hear what you think, or what you're expecting, or what is the thing that you're like super excited about. So I want to, like, personally, I'm looking forward to Bethesda and their presentation. I remember watching their E3 a few years back when they brought up Fallout 4 and the fact that you could order the collector's item, or whatever is the special edition with the whole Pip-Boy that you could throw on your thing. I want them to pull a rabbit out of a hat like they did back then again. I think that if any of the guys presenting have a chance to do that in reality, Bethesda's probably the one, because they're definitely going to bring more Rage stuff. That's another game that was basically kind of rumored, and then all of a sudden, just before this event, they've shown videos, they've shown trailers. So Rage 2 is another one. And like I was saying, I think Bethesda's the one that, if any of the others has the ability to pull a rabbit out of a hat this time with Fallout 76, they've already got everybody hooked, right? So they've already thrown out that line. People have taken a bite, and now they're just reeling them in to show them the light, pull them out of the water. And I'm hoping that they do actually show something that has to do with a new Elder Scrolls game. Personally, I don't know if they'll have something ready with a date. I think that they're pretty. I think they can, absolutely, when you consider how long Skyrim has been out already without any new iteration in that universe, right? Any new series or any new game in that. I mean, yes, we've been able to play the online version, Elder Scrolls Online, and they've been keeping that up to date quite a bit. But that's ZeniMax, which I think is a offshoot, right? Or is ZeniMax the parent? I can't remember exactly, but
yeah, that's one of those ones I can't keep track of.
So that's I can't wait to see the Bethesda one and focus in on that one. Aside from that, two other things I'm going to mention. One, Microsoft. They need to bring their A game. They need to give people a reason to get onto an Xbox. And I'm not the only one saying this. They don't have a lot of exclusives in the way of games for their consoles, for their console. I mean, you could buy an Xbox One S pretty cheap nowadays. Trade in your old Xbox One and you get a pretty good deal off of it. But I think they're banking big on EA's Anthem, and I'm afraid of that because of the way EA treats their games and what they put in the games that pisses people off. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So they need something like something that an IP that they have that maybe's laid dormant for a while and really, really, hopefully, secretly have worked on it to make it big and better, and then present it this time around, this E3. If they don't really present a lot of games that excite people, then I'm afraid that I spent money on this Xbox One X for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, my thing with Microsoft, I really want to see them bring something to the table, but you're talking about exclusives.
Yeah.
And Microsoft won't do it.
They won't do exclusives? Exactly.
Because everything that was exclusive to the to their console is now available on PC as well, because they're putting it under their other IP.
Oh, you're right.
Windows.
Yeah. So it's a play anywhere type game.
Yeah. And see, like me, I'm a fan of Forza. Okay. I love the Forza series. And I bought I bought Forza Apex for Windows.
Okay.
Apparently, it's on my Xbox as well. I only bought one copy.
You bought it digitally on your Xbox, right? Oh,
No,
digitally on the PC.
I got it digitally on the PC through the Windows Store.
Yeah, if you're buying it digitally through the PC or digitally through the Xbox, as long as you're running Windows 10, you will have it in both. Yeah, you'll have it in both areas. If you buy it just on disc, you will not have it in both areas. Yeah. Otherwise, I could borrow a game from you, pop it into my Xbox, and I'll have it in both areas.
Exactly. Yeah. But by doing that, now they're no longer having
an exclusivity,
console exclusives, because if I can play it on my PC and on my Xbox, that was an exclusive.
They just need to do something, because not too long ago, 3-4 weeks ago, maybe a little longer, Sea of Thieves was supposed to be that game, and man, that turned into another No Man's Sky.
Well, but to be fair, in that one, they've already contacted multiple content developers and are like, look, we need more content.
Okay.
And they're already fixing that. They've had more updates to that game in the first 6 months than No Man's Sky had in the first year.
Gotcha. Okay. So maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. I waited. I was gonna get it. It looked like a game I wanted to get it. Maybe I decided, okay, I'm holding off. I'm happy I did, but we'll see how it develops over time. One other thing. Well, two other things. I know I'm gonna keep this quick. Number one, I did make a prediction last year at Christmas, the end of the year, that Xbox will announce a VR headset. That's a prediction of mine. So I'm hoping that happens, although if it doesn't, I don't really care, but it's a prediction I made back a few months back. And now here's the thing that I want most to hear out of E3, and I do not believe it will happen, not in a million years, but I would lose my shit if it did. And that is a PS Vita 2 from Sony. Imagine they drop a bomb like that. I don't think at all it's gonna happen, but that would be sick.
I honestly, I think Sony needs a new handheld.
Yeah,
they need to get back into that market.
Yeah, and now that Nintendo kind of proved that it's not dead and that it can be done right, I bet they're on the drawing board at the very least. I don't expect it this time.
Nintendo's been proving that for years.
3DS, Game Boy, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they've had a consistent line of good selling handhelds.
Yeah.
Now, phones are becoming a thing that may push into it a little bit, but the biggest one I want to see this year, I actually want to see Nintendo pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Okay. So that was mine. You go ahead now. You tell me your stuff.
Like I said, I want to see Nintendo pull a rabbit out of their hat. They released a trailer for Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. That looks amazing.
It does. Yeah, I saw the video.
But there's rumors that there's actually going to be another proper game coming out and down the road for the Switch.
Okay.
Another proper Pokemon game. The other thing I'd actually like to see hit the Switch is a really good Metroid.
Oh, yeah, okay.
For
the Switch, obviously.
Yeah, a Metroid for the Switch. I think if they could pull out a good Metroid for the Switch, that's the system that needs it.
Got it.
Because you have the Prime series. You know,
I never got into Metroid myself, but
Metroid is one of those ones I've played. It's not something that I have to play. But one, I enjoy watching it. But but two, to me, it's a very iconic series.
got it. Yeah.
It's a very long-lived series.
I would love to see what it looks like on a Switch. I mean, when you're looking at the 3DS is, really pixelated display. The graphics don't need to be perfect, but the Switch is such a higher resolution display. I'd really love to see what it would look like.
Yes, that's part of the reason I'd like to see that. I would like to see another entry in the Paper Mario series. I am a big fan of the series. I wasn't a huge fan of Super Paper Mario because, to me, it didn't fit the feel.
Okay.
But Color Splash brought back that feeling. So I would like to see another entry in that series.
Okay. Is that it? Like, are you just Nintendoing, or are you looking forward to other things?
Well, I am looking forward to Bethesda. I want to know more. They've whet my appetite with Fallout 76.
Got it. Awesome.
I am a huge Fallout fan. Love the series.
So I've used this joke a few times already, but I'm going to say it anyways. You realize you got to play the first 75 games to enjoy 76, right?
Exactly. The rumors that I've heard on it, if they go multiplayer as I don't know if I'd want to see it as a deathmatch game, but as a as a multiplayer environment game.
Yeah.
I would never leave that game.
So wait. But when you're talking about a multiplayer environment game, you're referring to something like not only can you battle other people, but you could also team up with other people and maybe build a city or collect resources type thing?
Yes, very much so. If you think what H1Z1 was when it first came out,
yeah,
that would be fun in the that style gaming.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Would be fun in the Fallout universe.
I like that. That would be fun. Oh, wow.
But yes, I'd like to see Bethesda really step up their game. They usually have a pretty good show. The other one I'd like to see really step up their game.
Yeah.
Is Square Enix.
Oh, good one.
Because we already know Kingdom Hearts 3 is the thing.
Yeah.
Which another series I absolutely love, Kingdom Hearts. They've been teasing us with the remake of 7.
Yes, they have.
For
a couple of E3s ago, at least I remember. Maybe more.
Like 4 years, they've been teasing us with a remake of Final Fantasy VII. They really need to get off their butts and do it.
Yeah.
I would like, they've also done us right with the Tomb Raider series too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have them. They're on my list to play. I just haven't played them.
So I would really like to see them really bring us something big this year.
Nice. That's awesome. All right. Okay. Is that it? Anything else, or because
No, that pretty
all right.
much covers the three that I'm most worried about.
Okay. Oh wow. So this is going to be a really interesting week. I am looking so forward to this. I just kind of hate it because I gotta watch the videos after the fact. But
Yeah.
what can you do, right? So yeah. Okay, guys. So we're gonna move on. I hope you guys enjoyed what we were talking about. I hope you guys tell us what you think, because this, if you can and you're in the Twitch stream right now, type it out. Let us know. We'll reply to it. If not, and you're watching this once the episode is archived in 2 days on YouTube, leave a comment. Let us know. Tell us what you think is going to happen. We're going to post this on Monday, so that's still ahead of the actual event, which is pretty cool. People get a chance to watch what we think and then actually go right into the event Tuesday on. So at this point, I think what we're going to do is get into the wrap-up, guys, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. We're coming on to actually what it looks like for me. We've been live for about 50 minutes, almost an hour, which is pretty cool. We did initially, when starting to do this as a live podcast, thought we were going to keep it shorter, but we're finding that it's creeping back up. Like one episode was 20 minutes, one episode was 30 minutes, another episode was higher and higher. And that's okay too, because it gives people who are in the chat a chance to, interact with us if they wish. But, So CZ, where can people find you on the internet?
I am easily found at twitch.tv/component_Z.
Uh-huh. And you're streaming on there often, right?
Off and on. I'm
Okay.
trying to get back into streaming. I had a moment where I just wasn't in a gaming mood, but
yeah,
kind of getting back into
I
it.
get those too. Don't worry, I get those too. Yeah, but I did see you recently. You were playing Star Trek, right?
Yes, I was playing Star Trek Online. They had their big Victory is Life update. So I was checking that out. Yeah.
That's right. I remember
So
reading
you
about
now
that.
have playable Jem'Hadar.
That's pretty cool. And it was funny because I was watching when you were playing, and I could see the different characters from Deep Space Nine. I'd see the different characters from like all those guys, and they look a little bit robotic or a little bit but still you could recognize them definitely.
Yeah, and what's nice is they do use the actual talent for most of them. So
Most of the voices.
yeah, most of the voices are actually actual people who come back and redid their character. The one main exception is there's some episodes where you go back in time into the original Star Trek.
No, not the Next Generation, but the original, as in
the original
Kirk
series.
Nice.
Scotty's in there.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's not James Doohan.
Oh.
It's actually his son.
No way.
And his son absolutely sounds like him during the original series.
Wow.
Time. It's like if you listen to him, it sounds like it's Scotty, but it's actually his son.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. So as far as myself, guys, I'm on my channel. I haven't been really doing a whole lot. I have a bunch of Mafia 3 videos that are going up automatically every Friday. But the main thing I've been concentrating on, aside from Bottle Rocket Gaming, is Hop Along Games. So I have another podcast with some friends that I know, from work, and we get together and we do a podcast where it's just laid back and we talk about games. We just pull questions out of a pot, out of a little question box, and we read them and we talk about the games, and that's pretty much it. a couple weeks ago was the last episode that went up. We just got together 3 days ago and recorded a few more, and I'm going to be working on those and putting those up. I should have one up by Wednesday. That's smack dab in the middle of E3. But yeah, check it out, guys. I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. It's a different format than what Warped and I usually do here on BRG as well. Aside from that, guys, we are a community. There we go. Bottle Rocket Gaming is essentially a community made up of people that just love to play games. So you can check out our website, which is bottlerocketgaming.com. On that website, you pretty much have all the information you'll need. We do have a Discord server, a YouTube. Let me see. Oh, I'll get into the YouTube in a moment. So we do have a Discord server. It's probably one of the best ways. So on the website, you can click the link and get the invitation to go in. It's probably one of the best ways to talk to anyone in the group. And we have people in the group that do some stuff like what we're doing, me and Warped and CZ, and CZ is also in the Defective Discourse show. Also, you'll find others like Ziploc Bob. Ziploc Bob has his own Sequel Syndrome, which is also under the umbrella of BRG. And if you go to the website, to the YouTube channel, which I'm going to now talk about, you can actually find his episodes. It looks like he posted one for Sequel Syndrome about a day ago. Check it out. On our YouTube channel, you can hit the like button on any of the videos and the shows that we make. You can subscribe if you like. If you really like it, just subscribe. Hit that little bell so you get notified whenever a new episode goes up. And this is what BRG is all about. It's about different people doing slightly different things, but having fun doing it together. And not just this stuff. If we just want to get together and play games, there's actually on the Discord a channel specific to want to play a game, and people go in there, and if they have the moment, they can all get together and play something like Paladins, or what was that other one, Crossover, or any other type games. I don't know. I joined the Crossover. Have you played any with the rest?
Golf with Friends.
Oh, nice.
We've done a little bit of Rocket League. So,
I think Rocket League was recent too, wasn't it?
Actually, Golf with Friends was the last one that I played with people.
Okay.
But,
so yeah, I mean, you're going to be watching this on YouTube. It is something we do. We stream this live, and then a couple of days later, we post it up on YouTube. You could say it's our archive of the BRG podcast episodes. But right now, you are on Twitch watching us live, and there we go. Look, oh my God, it's like the Inception. I have a showing, which is pretty neat. And so on the Twitch channel, it's awesome because we have the episodes going up live, and we record them and post them later. But we also have other members in the BRG community. There's Zez, Streamception. Other members in the community that donate some of their time to stream directly onto that same Twitch channel, which is awesome. I was watching Thomas one time playing Parasite Eve. Zez also, Component Z. I've seen you stream to it as well.
I don't stream to it.
Oh, you don't? I thought it was okay. Then I must have been on your channel, but
yeah, you might have been on my channel, but
yeah.
But Rat Hazard does.
Oh, Rat Hazard. Yeah, I've seen him on there before. So, and that's the thing. If you guys want to join this community, hit us up in the Discord. You can, if you're a streamer and you love streaming, if you love podcasting, you could even help out in this podcast if you want, or the Defective Discourse. And you could even donate some of your time and stream right on the BRG channel itself, on the BRG Twitch channel, that is. Yeah, so lastly, I want to bring up, we do have a Patreon, guys. So it helps a lot when we have people who are on Twitch watching live, those who go in and follow us. That helps a lot. Those who really, want to help a little bit extra, they could even throw bits our ways, because we did get affiliated not too long ago. On YouTube, it helps a lot when you share what we have posted up there, say to Twitch, or comment, or hit like. All those things help immensely. If you don't really want to get into that kind of stuff, but you still want to help us out, you can go to our Patreon and throw us $1 sometime, or maybe $5, and there are different tiers and different rewards available, and that's the kind of stuff that will go towards BRG and help with keeping upkeep for servers, possibly even getting games for certain players that may not have a game for an event where they're going to play as a group, as a community, which is pretty neat. So that said, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to bring this episode to a close. I want to take a moment and say thank you to Component Z for joining me this week. I really appreciate you stepping in when Warped had to be out for the week. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm glad I could be here and hang out with you guys.
And I had a lot of fun talking about E3, and now I'm looking forward to seeing what the heck is E3 is going to have, right? So I'm so excited about it. But thank you, everyone who came and joined us on the Twitch stream. And we'll see you again next week, same place. Okay, guys? Bye, guys.
Bye.